If I'm honest, I'm scared that you're watching this. I'm scared to be making this video. Because this trip rocked the foundations of my whole life in some really necessary ways. Who I was before this trip and who I am now feel very different. I came to Cape Town expecting to reunite with good friends I'd made in Lisbon, to commune with Mother Nature, explore a new culture, learn about its history, and to maybe find some softness after a few months of what feels like just working. Instead, this trip inspired me to act on my intuition and make one of the scariest changes to my life that I've ever made. I swear, through the power of sisterhood and vulnerability, I experienced a year of therapy in 10 days. This video is really, really special to me. I hope it inspires you to listen to your intuition and to remember that all the answers you ever need lie within you. Thank you for being here. I love you. Guys, I genuinely feel so ill. I've just come down with a cold in the last 2 days and it's kind of the worst feeling that I could have before a trip. Like, I know that the South African sun will heal me, but right now I feel really miserable. I'm really giving purple. I have a 16-hour flight via Doha and I want to be comfy. Also, I've not washed my hair in like 5 days, so this is the secret to making your hair last longer when you haven't washed it. The trick is to put 2 bobby pins on either side and then it won't slip. I don't know if I've told you guys this, but my parents met on a plane, so I think I've always had this subconscious openness to speaking to the people that I'm sitting next to, and I'm very aware that strangers are only strangers until you talk to them.
Reading in
Ursula is German, but she's been living in Arizona a lot of her life as well. She's just lovely. But it's good because I practice my German as well, so. When I got in the taxi, I was surprised how oddly familiar Cape Town felt. I'm really interested in learning more about South Africa's history, and I know that from its colonial past, the language Afrikaans is very similar to Dutch, and my mum's Dutch, so I found myself being able to read signs and understand snippets, despite the scenery being so foreign. Yeah, from like the second I was there, it was so clear that there was still a big divide between black Africans and white Africans, and there was a lot to unpack, which was interesting across the trip. And I was so interested to learn more about the history of apartheid, and I read this amazing book by Trevor, which I'd highly recommend if you want to learn more. I was staying for 10 days with 3 friends that I made in Lisbon. They're all German, which was nice because I could practice my German, but 2 of them also grew up in Cape Town for a few years, so it was just amazing to have this local tour guide knowledge.
10 minutes all the time.
We're going to the beach. And pretty much as soon as I arrived, Selena took us to the beach, and despite my long journey, I could literally feel the sun healing me. She's a tour guide. Anyone who's grown up with a dark, cloudy winter knows how much the sun just makes you feel like a flower unfurling its petals. Yeah, my brain really can't comprehend that I'm here. Like, I was in raining England only a few hours ago. There's something so healing about sun and the sound of the waves. The German approved bread.
Yeah, shall we try?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Marilyn and Selena are the type of friends who show me that the length of time of friendship is not always equivalent to depth. I can probably count on my hands the number of times that we met up in Lisbon, and yet somehow they've both come to feel so essential to me. Marilyn is a yoga teacher and one of my biggest inspirations to live a mindful life. This first evening, she encouraged us to define our expectations for the trip. Did we want to see tourist spots or adventure, rest, recover? And we all decided that spending quality time together was the most important thing. Even though everyone was kind of remote working, we all decided we'd make that time. And we also decided to each do a feedback session once across the week, which is where we would have the space to bring each other an issue that we're facing in our lives, be it career or financial, a personal issue or family issue, and we'd listen deeply. We'd ask questions and then try and solve it together. I think this is the best idea I've ever heard for making a trip with friends feel meaningful. And in the back of my mind the next few days, I started to reflect deeply on my life and what might not be serving me anymore. Hey, is this the chamomile lavender one?
Yeah. Yay! They make one with rooibos, of course.
Oh really? I thought rooibos has caffeine in. That's so South Africa. Guys, I slept for 10.5 hours straight. My Woot band said that this was the longest I have slept in 30 days. So, yay! I feel rested. I feel ready for the day. I just did some yoga to stretch out this stiff body. On the plane, I felt so crumpled and also so hyper aware of the fact that I was sitting next to two people because I had a middle seat on both flights. And you know, when you just don't want to get into other people's space, you don't want to bother them too much. Maybe it's a people pleaser thing, but I think it's a decency and respect thing. So I spent the whole flights consciously drawing myself in, and now I need to open and expand and stretch and take up space again.
Beautiful people open their mouths and smell like weird lunch. Useless sequels open their bodies, acting like somebody. Beautiful martyrs licking their angel figurines clean. Firework stars popping their cans to simplicity. And I wonder.
Hi guys.
Hello.
So I've just had the most inspiring and lovely conversation with Marie-Laine. And she's just someone who just brings out such good energy. And I was just talking about my podcast that I want to create this year, and she asked to think of some people to manifest to be on the podcast. And so I'm now making it a thing. I manifest. I'm so excited. It's gonna happen. I don't know how. I'm reading Big Magic, which is all about like your creative process. And also Marie-Laine has been reading about this book and Elizabeth Gilbert.
Yes.
And so I don't know her, I don't have any links to her, but I would love to interview her somehow at some point soon.
Thank you, Ocean.
Thank you, Ocean. And Dua Lipa and Taylor Swift.
Yes, yeah, and Brené Brown.
And Brené Brown.
Please put Brené Brown.
Yes. Oh, wait. Summon the wind at the exact moment. Yay! I think I am the most relaxed I have felt in a long time. And this is where the trip really started to begin. After a few days of landing, of softening up with each other after time apart, Marie-Laine invited us to a one-day yoga retreat that her friend was running. During the sessions, we started to dig inward, allowing all these barriers that we hold up to protect us from the scary world to finally soften. And every time I was told to go inward, I could only think about one thing. There was a decision in my life that I have been so scared to make for such a long time, and in the silence and the stillness, it was kind of just screaming at me. You know when you get these gut feelings, but they really don't align with the vision that you have for your life and what people expect from you, and so you do everything in your power to ignore it and for that thing to not be true. But the more you suppress that feeling, the louder it eventually starts to scream. And being in this silence, I couldn't ignore it anymore. And at the end of the day, with our hearts cracked open, we were invited to go up and take a tarot card to give us guidance on an issue in our life. In my mind, I asked for help about this decision, and I was shocked because I got the card Death and Rebirth. The description was all about how it's time for this thing in my life to die, so that my higher self can be reborn in new ways. And guys, when I first saw it, I literally felt with every inch of me that it was the right thing to do, but I was so in denial. I was so scared. Like, my friend came over and was like, Jade, like, are you okay? That's the strongest card in the deck. What's it about? And I just brushed it off and was like, oh, I don't really know what this card is about, because I just didn't want to talk about it. But it was there in my mind, ready to be discussed.
Ready to go.
We're going on a trip.
Going on a trip. Let's go.
The next day, we went on our big road trip, which proved as a wonderful distraction.
Good.
So good.
Good.
What is that? The Germans know how to do it.
We started the day at the incredible Oraniensicht market, and I ate the best vegan pumpkin pancakes of my life. We explored, we took food for a picnic, and then we started the long drive to Cape Point, the most southern point of Africa.
This is a high protein pumpkin pie vegan pancake with coconut ice cream, fresh strawberries and fresh banana. That is the thing of heaven.
You know when you have something on your mind that you're too scared to address, and so you do everything you can to just conveniently distract yourself from it? Enter penguins.
We're about to see penguins.
Hey bestie.
It's so beautiful. It was very easy to pretend that I was a happy tourist, but every time that I was back in the car with my friends, I felt this insane heavy weight on me, and especially because these are not the kind of friends that I can lie to. Their emotional IQ is too high, and so when we stopped for lunch, I decided that I had to voice it somehow.
Ceilings, plaster. Can't you just make it move faster? Lovely to be sitting here with you.
Luckily, guys, we love a yoga teacher friend because Marilyn asked if we wanted to draw an intention card to help guide us in this next chapter of life. And I was amazed that in 2 days, I was doing 2 card readings, and I decided to just embrace it, embrace the spirituality, allow the universe to guide me, and I decided to focus on the same issue that I didn't want to talk about and just see what I got. Guys, I'm not even kidding. The card that I pulled was New Chapter. I was shocked. The whole description was so similar to the card I got the day before, and it was like, mate, you have to move on from this thing. Your life is about to change in massive ways, and you have to embrace it. And so that is when I decided to confide in my friends. And it's funny how when we have big, turbulent secrets, we think that voicing them will lead to judgment. For so long, we've been scared of this truth ourselves, so we assume that when we say it out loud and it becomes real, of course everyone else will judge us too. But in actuality, people are moved by you facing up to your inner truths.
Yeah, mine is not something I haven't spoken about, but I want to speak about it, so like it's a big challenge. So I'm scared to like open it now. Okay. But I'm like, this hard time. Basically. for a while that
people hold you. Even if it's scary for them at first, people see all the parts of themselves that they are too scared to look at, mirrored in your courage, and it inspires everyone to be more authentically themselves.
so scared. Oh my god, I'm ready to yeah. I know what to do.
I really wish everyone had a Selena and a Mary Lane, because this conversation was the start of me gaining courage and clarity in who I want to be in this new chapter. I just had to action it.
To me upon the strings when I hear it, well, I sing. I can't say it's my creation, staying patient what it brings. Let me say I'm coming humble, I don't know what's right or wrong. I just keep on believing, passing down an old song. An old song. Well, everybody's got that chapter of dark and darker days. Saturn seems to be returning and his essence can't be tamed. Or some we like to fight it, try and plan a secret attack. But the more you're pushing, the more it's pushing you back. You can't rush your healing. Darkness has its teachings.
I've genuinely never in my whole life been so scared to make a decision. Scared. So scared. God. Where's my tissue? Oh, this feels like the biggest betrayal. Like, I don't know if you've ever been in a long-term relationship with someone where you have an imagined future, you put so much effort into cultivating this sense of being each other's rocks, of witnessing each other's lives, of being together through thick and thin, of navigating all of life's many challenges and promising to be there as the other person goes through those challenges, and to decide that being in this relationship with someone else doesn't serve the highest and most authentic version of you is so painful. It literally feels like betrayal. It feels like you are going against the loyalty that you have built. And I've been thinking so much about loyalty and what it means to me, and how I'm so good at being responsible, you know, sticking to what I say I'll do. But when it comes to being loyal to myself, I am shit at it. I have been lying to my intuition for such a long time. I've tried to do things about this. I've tried to hint at breaking up or nudge myself into this, tell this little inner voice to pipe down, to come up with every rational reason that my brain can come up with for why my heart is lying to me, and I can't do it anymore. I literally feel like if I don't action this breakup, I am choosing not to be myself. I am choosing not to evolve. I feel so deeply in my intuition that I am about to recognize higher versions of myself, or the right people, the right projects, anything, something is coming into my life. And if I don't make this choice, I choose not to grow. I choose not to recognize those beautiful things for myself. Like, they will not come unless I make this choice. All the beauty, all the growth lies at the end of making this choice. And so I have to do it. I can't lie to myself anymore. I have to do it. I have to do it. I don't want to. Oh my god, I don't even think it was in focus. I think that just shows what a mess I am right now. This is the biggest challenge of my life. Hands down. Forget exams, forget solo traveling, forget like anything that is classically difficult. This is the biggest test ever, because this involves me facing so many fears, facing so many attachment issues, facing like a fear of who I actually am, like the authentic version of myself that I keep ignoring. Like, I have to face it. It has to happen, and I just don't want it to happen yet. I would genuinely not be who I am. If it wasn't for him, I would not be who I am. If it wasn't for this man, like, oh, I don't want to do it. Why can't I be happy? I just wish I was content. Why do I need to make a change? I'm so angry with myself. Oh, I'm terrified. I don't want to do it. I'm terrified. I'm gonna have to face myself in so many uncomfortable ways. I hate growth. I hate growth. I hate growth. Everyone's like, oh, grow. Growth. This is growth. Growth is not sparkly, shiny, like, oh, we're doing hard things. Like, no, growth is messy. Growth is turbulent. Growth makes you scared of yourself. It makes you cling to past versions of yourself. It makes you invent every single reason possible why you don't have to grow. It's releasing people and expectations that you've had for yourself in your life. It's releasing what society wants of you. It's horrible. It's fucking horrible. It's fucking horrible. I hope and I pray with every inch of me that one day I watch back this clip and I think, Jade, that was just the start. Like, you being brave was the start of a life that you never could have imagined how beautiful it could be. I hope I'm watching this from a place of such authentic truth, and that I'll look back and be just so grateful that I had the strength to do this, because I think this is the hardest thing that I'm ever gonna do. But I also just feel in my intuition that it's right. Like, I literally feel that this is the right thing to do. Even though it's scary, like, I just know, I know from this deep place of knowing that is not rational and cannot be explained. I just know that this is the right thing to do. My therapist told me to listen to a song that came to mind when I was crying my heart out. So I'm gonna listen to it. It's called Break the Shell by arie. Maybe I'll sacrifice the copyright of this video to play you this song. Okay.
I met a prophet, dark as the night. She could see into my soul. Said she'd been watching and had some advice. She said shadows make you whole. A life without pain is a wolf in sheep's clothes. 'Cause if you listen to the lessons that it holds, you'll find the gold. Child, it's time to break the shell. Life's gonna hurt, but it's meant to be felt. You cannot touch the sky from inside yourself. You cannot fly until you break the shell. I can remember when I was a child, how the grown folks seem so crazy. Why are they so angry? Why are they so loud? And when I grow up, that's never gonna be me. There was a moment that I decided that I would build a wall just shy of 6 feet tall, too strong to fall. Child, it's time to break the shell. Life's gonna hurt, but it's meant to be felt. You cannot touch the sky.
Life's gonna hurt, but it's meant to be felt.
Cannot touch the sky from inside yourself. The bird cannot fly until it breaks the shell. You'll be stuck on the ground until you finally break the shell.
You'll be stuck until you finally break the shell. My life. My life. Right there. That's my life. I thought I'd come to Cape Town and have a lovely little time, a lovely little break, a lovely little holiday. Instead, I have cracked open the shell and I have been forced to look at so many things I don't want to look at, that I have been absolutely avoiding in every single way possible, and I don't want to keep avoiding it. I can't grow anymore until I crack it open and keep it open.